Yes, well, we are on absolute, almost virtual face-to-face with Mayur Kalbag. Now, I'm not going to really talk much about him. Let him give his, who is Mayur Kalbag. But what we know is he is absolutely multifaceted and multi-talented. So over to you, Mayur, and just tell us more about you.
Thank you,
Yourself.
Santosh. Thank you, Santosh. And a very warm welcome to you. Thanks for the opportunity for this interview and a very warm welcome to all the viewers of this particular program. Thanks for taking their time to watch this. To begin with, let me introduce my full name. My full name is Mayur Suvarna Vivek Kalbag. I live in Pune, but I've been born and brought up in Mumbai. I'll be celebrating 20 years of being an independent motivational speaker and a leadership trainer in India. A lot of it now in Fiji as well, and a couple of other countries in the Southeast Asian region. So that's what I call it, my passionate profession. But here I am in front of you, more or less with the specific focus on what I have been wanting to share with you, and that is this.
Wow.
It's my book, The Adventures of Purna, and I wanted you to have a look at it, and also for the viewers. This is a book which took me 1.5 years to write, another 7-8 months to get it in order in terms of the proofreading, etc., etc. And here I am in front of you, excited to share more about this particular book. And yeah, that's my response to your question, a little bit about myself.
So I'm very interested to know, and I'm sure the audience as well, what really inspired you to write a book? Because essentially we all know you as a corporate trainer, right?
True.
So I mean, I'm not saying it's a transition, but it's just adding on a feather to your cap, another feather to your cap, which is about writing a book.
The answer begins with the word Himalayas. And I can tell you this, Santosh, and whoever I've met, I've always told them when that conversation goes in that direction, that go to the Himalayas. You know, we can go for holidays across different countries, but go to the backdrop of India, the Himalayas, because that is what got me connected with Mother Nature, especially with the mountains. And I had been with my guru, Swami Sadyojata Shankarashram, and another 90 people to Kailash Manasarovar in the Himalayas. And Santosh, you know, that is what got me to think beyond the realms of reality. When I went and sat on the banks of Lake Manasarovar, which is the highest lake in terms of a sweetwater lake, and it's I think at I think 16,000 feet above sea level, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Sitting there, meditating, introspecting, those I think played catalytic roles in me thinking about writing something, which in fact, in the book, you'll see a lot of it has to do with adventures of Purna in the Himalayas. So that's what got me thinking, and Fiji played another role because I was in Fiji, and I lived there for, I think, 4 months, conducting sessions for a company and all their employees. And every evening I would sit and write. And I think, you know, the entire beauty of Fiji and the serenity of Fiji also made it very conducive for me to actually, you know, pick up that pen and paper, or should I say, honestly, the laptop and the keyboard and start writing. So that's
so do
what
you really
happened.
want to move? Yeah, sorry. Do you want to really move into spiritual books, or do we see you going further into, you know, travel and, you know, and I mean, even your corporate training, right?
Sure.
So what kind of books can we see in the foreseeable future?
Santosh, you know what? This particular genre, when somebody asked me what is this book all about, so rather than telling them read the blurb or whatever, I just said it's a beautiful confluence of adhyatma and adventure. And there is a supernatural aspect in this book as well. A lot of kriyas. So therefore, what I feel, Santosh, is that at the moment I'm so much in this that I would love to write a few more books. In fact, I'm at the moment writing a book called Aghori, which is on the Aghori science, the Aghori sadhus in India. It's a different and a very mysterious sect of sadhus, and it's a different aspect to spirituality or of spirituality. And there is so much more that I want to write about in this genre of spiritual and supernatural. You know, I believe that something in the context of my work is also something I'm starting off after I finish Aghori, which will happen by the end of probably the mid of this July month. And that's called The Crazy Trainer. And it probably is a metaphor for what I've wanted to be, a crazy trainer. And it's 20 years now I'll be celebrating, and I'm so excited I'm saying it the second time. So I want to put that in the form of a book. So romance, travel, every other genre I think will be there, but at a later point.
Yeah. So I want to come back to this bit on this book writing, right? This literary success, and I want to know your views on it because it's the first book that you have written, and you
Yes.
have 3 nominations. It's not a simple thing. It's not an easy thing, right? For any first time, an author.
Right.
Apart from the pride, what is that goes behind that pride? I'm sure everyone wants to know.
Let me start by saying that the reviews that I have been receiving for the book, because remember, Santosh, the ebook is already on Amazon. You know, what I'm
Okay.
excited now is the hardbound book, which is going to be there next week. So the
Okay.
reviews that I've got, Santosh, has or could have, I'm sure might have triggered some of these people to contact me, because I've received almost 90 reviews, and the overall rating with the blessings has been more than 4.7 out of 5, which is a good one, a healthy one.
Yeah.
I believe that initially I wasn't aware of how the book is because I wrote it from my heart. It was very
Hmm.
experiential. But even the multitude of descriptive reviews that I've got has made me understand that some blogger must have spoken about it. And that's how these
Yeah.
guys, the Flipping Pages, the organization, contacted me through Instagram, in fact. And they read, I think, my book, I presume, and they read about what I write, my genre. And they told me rather that I've been nominated, and and they also have this aspect where they want the public to also vote, and so that it becomes a 50% jury and a 50%
Yeah.
audience rating. You know,
Hmm.
it's a confluence of both.
Yeah.
So that's I believe the book must have done its duty of impressing somebody who felt the
Yeah.
need to probably nominate my book. It's a one of a kind. I say this very humbly because it's got adhyatma, it's got spirituality, it's got science in it, and it's got
Hmm.
supernatural, and it's about a guy who finally ends up on a different planet, and it's
Yeah.
descriptively said, but I won't go too detailed into that. So I think
I think
somebody
it's
must have got happy.
I must say it must be well timed, in the current situation, the COVID times as we are in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
A lot of people have, we're all in houses, locked, unlocked, whatever situation we are in, and getting a lot of time to introspect, right?
True,
So I
true.
think the timing of the book also equally, I'm sure, is equally amazing and,
Yeah,
right.
just a sentence as a response to this, Santosh, is it's a mixed response. I had a lot of people who told me that it's a good time to, release the book. I could do it only through ebook because of the COVID crisis, the printing
Yeah.
presses and all the closed. So the
Hmm.
timing is good because I think people do have a little more time, and this is
Yeah.
different. It's exciting. It's not about the same, the positive rigmaroles of life. This is a little
Yeah.
beyond. So I think that should excite the reader as well.
Yeah. How does it feel to be now known as a published author? Was it a dream come true? Or did you even envisage one?
Yes, I didn't even dream of dreaming about this. So,
Yeah.
so this just happened. I believe Kailash
Yeah.
Mansarovar made it happen, and I never
Yeah.
wanted to, look at it as a publishing aspect, frankly speaking, because it wasn't
Yeah.
the monetary inspiration for me. But I believe a friend of mine told me that, Mayur, ego, keep it aside. Basically, when you want to publish it, understand you're sharing your imagination. It's a sharing
Hmm.
process, and the best way to
Hmm.
share it is when you put it in the form of a book. I mean, he said, you're
Hmm.
not going to WhatsApp your story to somebody, right? So I said,
Yeah.
yes, it makes sense. So I believe that excitement, I'm excited. I'm extremely happy. My ego is massaged to some extent being a published author, and let me be very honest, but it's in limits. And my parents
Okay.
are very happy. My kids, my wife, they're very excited, intrigued, I would say, that
Yeah.
ye kya ho gaya? What has happened suddenly to you? But believe
Yeah.
you me, my main profession, my passion has always been, will always be the art of training and development, which is what I love.
Okay. Okay. Which brings me to my next question. Do
Sure.
you see any connect, a strong connect between your profession, which is your training,
Yeah.
and your passion of writing, your newfound passion of writing?
Yes, I do. In fact, this is a very important point you bring up, Santosh, because I've realized that in any kind of work, monotony becomes problematic. When you do the same thing, even if it's creative, even the same thing done creatively, the same creative
Yeah.
aspect becomes boring. So for me, when I
Hmm.
write, Santosh, it pushes my horizons of thinking. And
Yeah.
and I also paint a little bit. So when I do that kind of stuff, which is an
Yeah.
avocation, it helps me in the way I think of how to innovate at my work. So the
Yeah.
crux of it is the connection is, the enhancement of innovative and creative thinking, and which actually helps me tremendously in the way I conduct my workshops, because
Hmm.
creativity is not something I can learn and we can learn from a textbook. It has to be
Yeah.
practiced, and writing
Yeah.
becomes that practice for me. So
Yeah.
that's the connection I see. The passion for
Hmm.
writing actually blooms and blossoms my work as a trainer.
Yeah. And you know, that reminds me kind of, I recall you were also a little bit delved into poetry, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And painting, because I've seen a couple of your paintings on Facebook. So your poetry, painting, writing, and of course your primary profession of training.
True.
How do you really weave those into a material, Mayur
True.
Kalba?
True. You know, whenever you weave, you have that thing, right? I don't know if it's called a needle or there's another.
Yeah,
So for
yeah.
me, that thing, okay, is my attitude. Frankly
Mm,
speaking, that
mm,
needle is the metaphor in terms of my attitude,
yeah,
because I've always
yeah,
felt it's one life, yeah, Santosh, as who I
yeah,
live. And what am I going to do if I'm going to get stuck to only one? So when I do my writing, I love to paint. I do spray paint. I love to, and I do this not to tell the world honestly as much as to enjoy the process. And that
true.
what I weave with the attitude of wanting to do that, you know,
Yeah.
it connects to my profession in a very
Hmm,
positive way.
And you
That's really what it
also
is.
had some shows, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, with the
Around
blessings.
this. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I did. In fact, I had to go to Switzerland in 2010. This was through the
Hmm.
Rotary, and I got
Yeah.
selected or whatever, and that was good. But I did a show there while I was there, and it came out well. When I say well, it was appreciated, and a few were bought as well. And then I've had a couple of shows. I've had shows at Nehru Art Gallery as well.
Okay.
I think what happens in this is that if I've got some good friends and people in the corporate, so you have good friends who suggest, and I think one
Yeah.
or two people suggested that, hey, why don't you share it, why don't you put it up, because it's not your main profession, so you don't have to be very flustered about sale ho gaya ki nahi, the sale has happened, but
Yeah.
at least
Hmm.
put it up. So that's happened. I haven't had a show in
Yeah.
recent time, but I have a lot of paintings which I may, and maybe we should have an interview on that as well at a future point of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. In fact, in all this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very important, and especially, I mean, I can imagine when you are in Fiji, almost out there for 3 odd plus months. Uh,
True.
it's your strong, the bonding with your family, your near ones, the immediate
Absolutely.
family. What's been
Absolutely.
their feedback, on all these kind of, what do I call it, adventures of Mayur?
Absolutely. The good part is they've been very supportive. I think,
Hmm.
especially my parents and wife, they've been very supportive because, for them, they understand that I'm crazy in terms of, wanting to do many things. I've
Hmm.
never been a 9 to 5 person going to office, coming back, watching television,
Yeah.
having dinner and sleeping. I've not really enjoyed that process.
Hmm.
So they've
Hmm.
given me a lot of support in this. I've also felt, and I've always felt rather, the
Yeah.
strength of that I draw from my guru, Swami Satyavajata Shankarashram, because we're all connected to the guru. And along with that entity, my guru, I also have a mentor, Vineet Bhatnagar, who's been always
Hmm.
supportive. I've known him. He's my first boss from 1996. So he's always been, these people have given me the wind beneath my wings, if I can put it that way. Not to
Yeah.
forget my two babies, Aryan, who's going to be
Hmm.
14, and my daughter
Yeah.
Malvika, who's going to be 13 in July. So
Yeah.
they've been my best criticizers. They're like, Dad, what is this? And you should have done it better. So this support that I get, the strength that I get, Santosh,
Hmm.
it gives me a lot of santosh, as they say, which
Hmm.
is satisfaction.
Hmm. Yeah. In fact, that brings me to the last question, but an equally important question. And I know
Sure,
you, Mayur, because I've interacted with you way back in late 90s,
sure.
when I recall you were working in some kind of an IT company,
Right.
and you did express plans to move into training,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
And you did move into it, and now here we are, almost what, 18 plus years,
Absolutely.
where you've been very successful, not just as the corporate trainer, but even writing a book, which
Yes.
possibly at that point in time you had not even thought about.
True.
So, in a situation like today, where you have youngsters who possibly may not have the mainstream, careers,
True.
and who would love to step into such kind of, I won't call it offbeat, but could be definitely mainstream in due course, be it
Absolutely.
training, be it painting, be it art, anything.
Absolutely.
With your experience of 20 plus years,
Sure.
what's your advice to them?
Well, I'll start by saying this, and I speak from my experience. Absolutely, you're right, Santosh. You know, when there is, if anyone, and this is an address to all the youth and even the young at hearts, if you have
Hmm.
even a percentage of desire to do something which is
Yeah,
a little different from the work that you're doing, don't waste that one percentage. Work on it. To climb
yeah,
to the first floor, you need to start with the first step. And
yeah,
in when it comes to creativity, people do get a little unnerved. whether it's going to look good, whether it's going to sound good, whether it's going to be read and found to be effective. Don't go into what audiences say. Let me say something to you. I got to do a session in Fiji 4 years back, and there were a couple of people from the Fiji Sun newspaper, and I used to write poetry, and they came to know of it. One person approached me and said, would you like to write for us? I said, I'm not sure. Okay, because my profession is training. I said, I'm not sure. So this lady, her name is Rachna Lal, and she's been amazing in terms of my motivation at that point. She said, I said, I don't write prose. I don't know how to write prose. And she said, okay, do me a favor. Why don't you just send me a poem, which is to do with management, because I write poetry on management. And that's how it started, because she encouraged me. I was nervous, but the best way to fight fear is you face it. And today I write, since 4 years, I've been writing, Santosh, for Fiji Sun, two columns every Saturday, thanks to that encouragement that I got from her, which made me realize that I can start. So from poetry, I started writing prose. She made a lot of grammatical changes, I must say, but then I was encouraged by her, and the content was good. So to all my youngsters and young at hearts, don't stop. If you have that inkling, I mean, if you don't have the inkling, you can go and do something else, maybe farming, or buy have a fish bowl or something. But if you want to do writing, whatever, don't have apprehensions. Just put it in the first gear. You can't jump to the fourth gear. Make a few mistakes, enjoy, because we're humans. We are supposed to make mistakes and also learn from them. So that's my my not advice. It comes as a very arrogant word, but this is my friendly input to a lot of friends. Is just go ahead, and enjoy. Get on. Maybe write something and show it to your spouse or your parents. And if they say, "What have you written?" Smile about it, because they are going to care about you, which means there's something you need to improve on, right? Don't do it for show. Do it for yourself. That's what I did. And here I am writing more books. Yes.
On that very, very positive, encouraging note, I'll not call it advice, as you rightly put it. Thank you so much, Mayur, for joining on the Zoom session. I'm sure it's been an inspiration for a lot. And, I especially from my side, because then a lot of our friends and relatives, who are connected on Facebook, we have seen you grow from that, from that IT company onto a trainer, onto a poet, an author, a painter, and such an absolutely inspiring and forward-looking person. All the very, very best to you. Not
Santosh,
just for your nominations.
Santosh, I just want to say one sentence, and then you can take it forward to conclude. I want to say that I've always believed it's one life, as who I am. Once I die, which is a beautiful reality, what is going to happen later, who knows here? We all have our beliefs. So as who I am right now, I'm not going to stop myself. Anything that's positive and progressive and very inspiring, I'm going to try more and more. If you have an idea, share with me. I'm going to try it out. And I want to conclude my side and want to say thank you by showing this to you. It's a Tibetan bell, the vibrations of which triggered me towards more spirituality, because I realized there's so much more that this bell can emanate than just this.
Wow.
Well, what I also saw was this, which was what got me. This was in Kailash Mansarovar, actually in Tibet. And this is the sound.
Yeah, awesome.
I want to conclude my side of the story by playing this gong, or the Tibetan bell. And I want to once again tell you, all my friends, to please, please, please go and check this book out. It's going to be there, the hardbound, next week. And please try it out. It's a different book, I can guarantee you. It's almost a mix of a guy who's spiritual and adventurous, and how he goes through his his adventures in a very exciting manner. I want you to join that adventure.
Absolutely. All the very best to you in your career, and may you make absolute success all through.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.